Hey guys, what's up? KLN here and welcome back to another video on the channel. As you guys can see, we're an ultimate team and today I'm going to be doing a 90 rated foot birthday icon John Barnes review. So he's 6 foot tall, high medium work rates, left footed primarily, with the 5-star skill moves that EA had given him on this foot birthday card. He's got a 4-star weak foot and he comes in at just under 300,000 coins. Looking at the player details, you can start at cam, left wing and left mid. It's got the icon links and the English links. By the way, I do apologize if I am a bit tired or sound a bit tired. It's pretty late as of the time of making this video, but hopefully it is good enough. So looking at the attribute details, I've gone with the Hunter chem style and I did change it to a Deadeye chem style later on, and I will explain why at the end of the video. But the pace is pretty much maxed out, well, almost maxed out at 98. Shooting looks very good, 92 attack positioning, 97 finishing, 91 shot power, 90 long shots with maxed out volleys and 82 penalties. Passing on the card does look pretty good, 87 vision, 89 crossing, free kicks, short pass, 79 long pass is on the low, and he does have 87 curve along with the finesse shot traits and the outside foot shot traits. Dribbling does look pretty good as well. Agility, balance and reactions are pretty low compared to the rest of the stats, but regardless, hopefully the dribbling is going to be insane, especially with the 5-star skills. He does have some good strength and aggression as well. When you look at the physical stats, hopefully enough to hold off defenders when trying to dribble, and he does have 89 stamina, so I am expecting him to last the full game. In addition to the two traits that I mentioned, he does also have the flare traits, and I'm going to try this card out at striker, cam and right forward in a 4-3-2-1 and 4-1-2-1-2 arrow. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the gameplay highlights with 90 rated foot birthday icon John Barnes. So straight off the bat here, you guys saw some good skill to get past his man. Unfortunately he loses it, but he wins it back, shows some great strength to hold off the man, and the finish with the outside of the foot is brilliant at the end of it. Still in the same game here, a good pass on the weaker right foot through to Fernando Torres, who does get John Barnes his first assist of this video. But we're not done just yet. Moving on to the next match of this video, of course, Dirk Kuyt gets it into Torres. Torres finds John Barnes, some good dribbling, great passing behind, and Xavi Simons sets it across, and Torres is there to get the tap in, and we do go 2 goals up in this video, but all that possible because of the skill and pass from John Barnes from the cam position, and we do end up scoring. Here again from the cam position, drops deep, and that pass is absolutely beautiful. Just splits the defense open on the so-called weaker right foot, and Fernando Torres is there with a pretty routine finish for the Spaniard. But anyway, moving on to the next clip here, Dirk Kuyt receives that pass from the tackle, gets it into John Barnes here. Good skill just to create that little bit of space to make a brilliant pass with the outside of his left boot. Xavi Simons is through, and this guy moves his keeper, and well, that's what you get for moving your goalkeeper, I guess. Xavi Simons, a pretty lucky goal, but John Barnes was a very, very good assist to get that goal. Moving on then, here John Barnes has it. Can I get into the box? Yes I can. Great left stick dribbling, and the finish once more outside of the left boot. He tucks it away into the top corner. This guy's had enough. I think he just pulls the plug or throws his PlayStation out the window, and we do end up winning that game. But on to the next clip, a very similar goal in the next match. Uses that speed, gets around Cancelo, cuts inside, cuts back out, just baits Ramos into making the tackle, and this time I'm not taking chances, smashes it, green time, puts his laces through it and finds the top corner. Great speed and good dribbling from John Barnes there to create that chance, and we do end up getting a goal. Moving on, Van de Beek gets it into the car. I see John Barnes making the run. Is he going to make the run through the gap? Yes, he is. Torres finds him, and the first time shot on the left foot, should be scoring that from there, and he is scoring that from there. John Barnes is a pretty easy finish, but a good run in the first place, good awareness to know where the space is, runs into it, and we are able to score because of that. Here Xavi Simons finds John Barnes, gets it in behind to Torres. I'm just going to give it back to John Barnes because why not, and he tucks it away. He would have gotten an assist anyway, so it's not like I'm stat padding with him. Goal is goal, assist is assist, goal contribution is a goal contribution. Here John Barnes drops very deep, gets away from Cancelo. Can I just keep it going here, maybe create a chance to go for goal? Brilliant work from Barnes, still has it, and unfortunately the finesse shot isn't great. I won't lie, when he left his boot I thought, oh, this is going to go into the top corners, flying in, but unfortunately the goalkeeper makes a pretty easy save. On to the next clip, some brilliant dribbling from John Barnes. I was kind of hoping Edison fell at his feet there, didn't quite work out. I went for goal anyway, he's denied, but Fernando Torres on the rebound is never ever denied. On to the next piece of dribbling here from John Barnes. Great scoop turn, keeps it very well, gets past his man, and unfortunately Saliba comes in with a pretty decent tackle of a slightly heavy touch with John Barnes, but Xavi Simons is there on hand to tuck away the chance to make it 2-2. Heading on to the next clip in this game, this guy's obviously pulling away, but Torres has it, cuts it back. John Barnes, open goals. I'm expecting him to score that 10 times out of 10, and he pretty much does. But good positioning just to hang back from the cam position, not make that aggressive run into the box, just stays there waiting for the cutback, and we end up scoring. Heading on to the last, well, one of the last goals and the best goal of the video. What a goal that is. Testing out the finesse shots, just cuts inside, gets away from his man, and curls it beautifully into the top corner. That is sensational from John Barnes, and we do end up getting, like I said, I'm pretty sure the last goal of this video. But here Barnes, beautiful pass in behind, Veron is through, and he smashes it in to the back of the net, not taking any chances there, Sebastian Veron, but a beautiful pass, like I said, with John Barnes to send him through in the first place. So that was the last clip of this video, and with that being said, it is time to review the card. So as you guys can see, from the 11 games we've played, he's managed 12 goal contributions, 7 games and 5 assists. Is actually a lot less than 11 we were given. Well, actually not given any wins. We went into 3 games and the guy just paused and quit at the start immediately. So it's actually 8 games and 12 goals, which is genuinely not too bad at all. As 1.5 goal contributions a game, which, like I said, isn't terrible. But moving on to the attribute details, as you can see, I have the Deadeye chem style on him, which is the chem style that I'm going to be reviewing him with, because I think that is the best chem style for the card. So when it comes down to the pace, I feel as though the pace is more than good enough, 9 out of 10, and I think he does deserve, 9.1 out of 10. I think the pace is good enough, he feels quick on the ball, and he can hold off players when running at full speed. So like I said, he gets a 9 out of 10. Shooting is an interesting one. Obviously, it does vary with the Hunter and Deadeye chem style, but I feel like him getting maxed out shot power is a lot more important to him getting maxed out volleys. So that is why I think the Deadeye chem style is the way to go with the chemistry styles. Well, one of the reasons why, I'll get to that in just a second. But the shooting on the card is fantastic. The runs he makes are very good. The finishing on this card is pretty solid as well. With the outside foot shot trait, it is very useful, of course, to have that outside foot shot trait on this card as well. So shooting, in my opinion, gets a 9 out of 10. Passing is very interesting. The short passing is sensational. The curve is pretty good, and it does make a difference when going for the finesse shots, which is why I think the Deadeye chem style is 100% the way to go, because of the +4 it gives to the curve. You guys might think it's minuscule, not really that much of a difference, but it's a +4 taking it over the 90 threshold, which definitely does make a difference. So that, with the finesse shots and the shooting boost, the boosted long shots and maxed out shot power, does of course make a difference, and he did score that finesse shot at the end of the video with the Deadeye chem style. So passing does get a 9 out of 10 as well. Dribbling is very interesting. I think you could definitely give him a finisher chem style to boost that balance, or just some of the dribbling stats in general, because I do think it does need a bit of a boost, especially with him having 5-star skills. You want him to feel a bit better on the ball, well, as good as he can on the ball, especially when it comes down to entering and exiting the 5-star skill move. So when it comes down to the dribbling, as of right now, I think he deserves a 9.2 out of 10. Give him a finisher chem style, he will feel a lot better than that. Heading into the physical, he does feel very strong, he does last a full 90, and he does hold off players here and there when he needs to. So physical gets an 8.7 out of 10. Do I think this card is worth it? Before I tell you that, best position is definitely 100% right forward or cam. I don't think this guy is fit enough to play striker. He's not, I wouldn't say not lethal enough, because the finishing is good, but I think you're wasting his passing and creative ability at the striker position. So best position, I would say, is right forward, or definitely the cam position, where you can really just create chances and control things for teammates. So when it comes down to the best chem style, like I said, I would say the Deadeye or the finisher chem style. If you're playing him as a right forward sort of, I think finisher. At cam, 100% the Deadeye chem style. Is this card worth the coins, the 300k you pay for him? I would not say so. I wouldn't say anything under 220k for this card. He's a very good card, don't get me wrong, but for some reason he just doesn't feel great in game. His dribbling comes off smoothly sometimes, but he had me honestly kind of frustrated at times throughout this video, which is of course a problem. It could have just been me, it could have just been the servers, maybe I wasn't good. So you guys could obviously try this card out for yourself and decide, but I don't think anything, we'll say maximum 250k for this card. I don't think he is worth anything over that, but he's a fun card, a pretty cool card, a non-meta card, obviously a card that people don't really use. He does have an Icon SBC out, and for whatever reason I felt as though the Prime John Barnes was better than this one, which is pretty strange of course, but you can't blame me. This game does work in mysterious ways. With the 5-star skills, he doesn't really feel like a 5-star skiller because of his stock and build in game and the way he just comes out of skills, but with the finisher chem style or the maestro chem style, that might be a bit different. So with that being said, I do bring it into the video. If you like it, smash a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until then guys, stay tuned for the next one. Peace.